Well, good morning, guys. Here are my thoughts for today to encourage you during this day. I don't know what it's like for you, but often when I read the Bible and I read the promises that God has given, or I hear promises that God gives to me personally or to a nation, and then I don't see them fulfilled right away, or even within a short period or longer period of time, it creates this incredible tension. And that's not necessarily always a comfortable place to live in. And so I just want to give you some thoughts on how to manage that tension, and for me as well, how to live in that tension between what is promised and what is fulfilled already. And I think often the challenge we have is that we focus on the promise more than we focus on the one who actually promised. The Bible talks about the fact that God who promised, he is faithful. It also says that in the Old Testament, we know the difference between Moses and the Israelites was that the Israelites knew God's works, the things he does, but Moses knew his ways, his nature, and his character. And numerous times in the scriptures, we read about God giving himself a certain name, whether it's Yahweh Rapha or Yahweh Yireh, the one who provides or the one who heals, or the other names that God's given to himself or speaks about himself. They don't speak so much about what he does as much as about his character. And you know, in the Hebrew mindset, names were connected with nature. So if you look at Jacob, who was the liar, and he turned into Israel, or Abram, and who turned into Abraham, the father of many nations, and then Sarai turned into Sarah. You know, always names had to do with identity. And so when we look at God and his names, we need to see his nature. And I think this is the issue here. In James, it even says that there is no change in who he is. And so I really believe that that should be our main focus when it says every good and perfect gift comes from the Father above, who is unchanging in nature. In him there is no shadow. The Bible says that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And that's not necessarily talking about what he does as much as it is about who he is in his nature and character. And so I think our main focus in this whole idea of between the promise and the fulfillment is to make sure that once again, according to Hebrews, we keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, the author and perfecter of faith, not necessarily only on what he does and what he promised, but who he is, because he cannot deny himself. The Bible says that even if we are faithless, he remains faithful because he cannot change his character. So I just want to encourage you today to dive into who God is, his nature, his character, and not just what he does. Bless you for today.